Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first Dangerous Monday of 2018. Welcome to the new year. Happy New Year. Happy New Easter, everybody. We're starting the year as we tend to go on with lots of professionalism and technical issues. This will be the year of shitty technical stuff going on, by the sound of it, or by the look of it. For the last 20 minutes, I've been trying, like you would not believe, to get the audio stuff working on this stream, because it all went tits up. I'll tell you why shortly. Just let me try and get things working and see if we can actually get anything playing. I've now, after 20 minutes of crapping about, managed to get Voice Attack to work, and the music, and actually get OBS to pick up the microphone. The reason that I popped out a Twitter message a little while ago, if anybody didn't get it, or if anybody got it, was that at that point in time the computer decided to crash. So all the audio shenanigans I'd been trying to work on, it just locked everything up, and one by one every window I clicked on broke. It was great. So what I'm doing, I've now got everything online now apart from the controllers and Elite itself. So I'm now going to dig the controllers out and maybe start to get this show on the road. So issue 1 was my USB hub that all my joysticks are plugged into decided to stop working. I don't know why. It seems to have either got a loose connection in the cable or something like that. Not entirely sure what's going on with it, but it just doesn't seem to want to work anymore at all. So I've had to reposition all of my joysticks into a different plug, and now they seem to be working. They're at least detected anyway, which is much better than I was doing half an hour ago. So just let me get the other keyboard out of the way. Take the joystick out from its little hole. Yes, I put my stick in a hole because it's safer there. Believe me, it's safer there. Right, so sticky stick. What is brown and sticky? A stick. Wow. Right, so that's that. The ED tracker is plugged in. The joystick is online. It looks like it's well, mind you, it's not lighting up when I move it around. That's not a good sign usually, is it? Okay. Let's just, I'm hoping that's just something to do with the fact that it's not being actively used at the moment. It is detected. It is there. Let's go to the properties for it and just make sure that it's detected properly. I don't want to go to that. Game controller settings. Yep, we're fine. Right, we're good. That is on. We're fine. Joe, shut up. Right, so we're there. ED tracker, open track, elite track. I'll put some music on. Right, elite track is on. The mouse has vanished. Okay, auto bias. Oh, the ED tracker isn't detecting properly. Jesus wept, man. Unplug that, plug that in there. Oh, now you've got to set up the bloody joystick again. That's typical. That can go away. Come on. 2 joystick setup things going on at the same time. That's clever. Music has stopped because another music program started and grabbed it. And the music's gone again. What the hell? Stephen Carey, Edrin, hello, welcome to the stream, sir and sir. I'm sorry, but nothing wants to bloody work. What the hell is going on? Okay, turn that off again. Turn that back on. Right, now it's looking at green connected. Right, now home works. Garzini! Well, I've already said hello to Garzini, I don't know why I'm saying that. Okay, so that's working. Right, now, open track. Start. Okay, it's not finding that at all. Oh, this is just a nightmare today. Start. What is wrong with you? Why aren't you picking anything up at all? Stop mapping. That's not my usual settings. So where's my usual settings? Okay, stop that as well. Reopen open track. Start. There we go. So basically I'm having to restart everything that was on. Ugh. Right, okay, so voice attack's working. OBS is working. Music is not working. For some bizarre reason. It was working 2 seconds ago. Which is just weird. Output. Whoa. It's just all going tits up today. Flipping heck, dude. I give up. Okay, you know what, I'm just going to start up Elite. I'm not going to start anything else. I'm just going to get into Elite, do whatever we need to do, and then just get this thing moving. It's just a hell of a day. And I'm logged into the wrong account as well. Everything was ready, I swear to you. I was streaming on Saturday night, as many of you might already know. And it was working absolutely fine. I've done nothing with it today, booted things up, and nothing just worked. Nothing worked. Nothing just worked. Good Lord, I'm extremely tired and I'm a little bit broken. A little bit drunk as well. Just hope that OBS is still going to be thingy. No, this is the thing, Dariogi. I wasn't broken before. I was fine. Everything was working okay on Saturday night. I've not touched anything on Sunday. Come in today to get everything set up. I started getting things ready at about 7:30, thinking I'd just make sure everything was okay. And nothing would work. No sound, no nothing. No sound, no joysticks, no USB plugs. It's just, what the hell? What the absolute hell? Okay, now, the other thing I'm quite sure about at the minute is I'm possibly not actually streaming the right page. So let's go into the main. There's me, hello. At least I'm on there, this bloody camera's working. I want rid of that, I want rid of that. That's got the Klein on. No, I've not had an update since Saturday. So I mean, everything was okay. The controller just seems to be losing power. I don't know whether the plug itself, the actual cable, the USB cable itself has gone a bit tits up or what. But I mean, I've had GTA on, I've had Duck Game, I've had browser window, I've been streaming. I mean, the last video that's up on the YouTube thing is my stream from Saturday with Mad Dog and everybody. And then just, I mean, now Elite doesn't seem to want to start, which is even better. Hello? Yeah, but you're only seeing me at the minute, which is a bit of a problem. Right, I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove, actually I might leave that on there. I'm going to remove that though. Right, so now the only thing I've got left on there is GTA 5, which is disabled, and Elite. Dangerous. Obviously, it'll take you a while to boot up as well, did it, Garzini? I wonder if that's just a network thing then today. I mean, I'm streaming okay. I haven't dropped any frames for the last 15 minutes of fuck all. Obviously 2018 is the year of death to IT stuff. This year's just been a great start for IT so far. Because you're currently looking at Selezen Plus, or Sizzling Plus, depending on what way you want to look at it. Selezen Plus, because I've been upgraded. I am a cyber Selezen. I'm now the proud owner of 16 gig of RAM. Count them, 16 gigs. Which is double what I had at the end of last year when they last streamed. We're oh god almighty, what the hell is going on? Why aren't we starting? Support notice. Game extras delay. Small delays for showing up in game. Verification loop issues. I'm not saying there's any problems with the actual clients. But that's a remarkably long time to be sitting and waiting for the game to start. Maybe I've complained about Elite once too often and it's said, fuck you Dave, you're not playing me anymore. You betrayed me, you missed me for 2 weeks, you didn't bother even saying hello, you didn't call, you didn't even clean up your wet spot. And then you went and played that other game. You went and played an FPS. A first person shooter. You played Grand Theft Auto. You vicious, vicious bastard. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to do what women do. And I'm just going to lie here and not do anything. You're not getting into my pants today. Did I take that analogy a little bit too far there? So yeah, I had to. I'm going to go into my IT story then while we're waiting for this black screen to go away. I had to upgrade the PC because my lovely wife bought me a new hard drive. I always ask for hard drives at Christmas because I do tend to run out of storage very, very quickly. Because I keep downloading videos and films to watch and all that kind of stuff, and then I kind of like to keep them hanging around. And then obviously I get more games. Currently on 68 games on Steam and I think 10 non-Steam games. I think I've got 4 games on Origin. No, it's more than that actually. It's about 20 games I've got. So I've got 12 games in my independently purchased on CD boxed game folder. I've got 5 games in Origin, and 2 games in Uplay. So that's quite a lot of games, and 68 just on Steam. So yeah, I always get storage. I always get some kind of external or internal hard drive. And this year, for the second year in a row, it's an internal hard drive. So now I have, on the inside of my PC, I had, before Christmas, two internal hard drives. One 2TB drive and one single terabyte drive. The single terabyte drive being the one that came with the computer. But before Christmas I was having a few dropouts of USB and a few dropouts of various different things. You know what, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to restart it and see what happens. Close the client or not. Delete dangerous executable, end task. I don't know what the hell is going on today. The one thing I will say, right, is in terms of the audio side of things, when I'm setting this up, I had oh, that's a bit worrying. I had actually that window's not coming up either. What's going on? These windows don't want to appear. Let's try again. Yeah, I had set up to separate the audio stream, so I had it set up to record only the game audio and me and whatever other applications I chose to stick into that channel, with a separate non-recorded channel for the music stream. So that if I wanted to have copyrighted music on my Twitch stream but be able to upload to YouTube without having a copyright claim slapped on me, then I could do that. And it's nice and easy. It's actually relatively easy to do, and I had it working within half an hour. But then the thing I realised was that in order to make that work, you have to install Voicemeeter, which I have had on for a while. And it does let you select which stream you're piping out to different bits of software. So I had that all set up, but in order for that to work, you have to run the Voicemeeter application itself as well. And if you want to then go back to using your default setup, like I just have my headphones set up, or the TV speakers being the main sound, then you have to disable everything and change all your settings back again, which then if you don't do everything in the right order, you can cause you some problems when you try and start up again. So yeah, that was a bit awkward. So obviously when I did the stream on Saturday with Mad Dog and everybody, I just set it all back to the defaults again and thought, look, I'll just leave it for now and I'll set it all up again another time. There's no great rush for that separation of the audio stream. And it worked fine on Saturday, and then now it's not working, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. But yeah, so the hardware side of things, that the upgrade was required, because essentially what was happening is I was having USB controller pop-outs, and I was having games crashing. So I was starting the game up, it's working okay, I try and do something a bit intensive, and as I later learned, when the fans are kicking in, it reset the computer. So what I found was, I didn't have enough power, basically. So opened the computer up, had a look at it, and right enough, my power supply is a 450 watt output, pretty much the lowest one you can get. So for a gaming PC, that wasn't great, which explains why it was quite cheap. But up until that point, I'd never really had a problem. But the problem that then gave me is that there was not enough power to then have my new hard drive in the machine. Compounded by the fact that there wasn't actually enough power points on the power supply's cables for me to connect another hard drive. So there was only there was 3 SATA plugs altogether on the machine. One of those was on the CD drive, and 2 of those were on the 2 internal hard drives. So there was no way to do it. So I either had to go and look at getting another cable, and extend it to change the Molex port into a SATA port, or get another power supply. So given the fact I was having power problems anyway, I thought sticking another hard drive in there isn't going to help that situation, so I bought the power supply in the end. So I now have a nice 650 watt power supply running everything, and I've not had any dropouts since. So I don't know what's going on. And everything, as I say, has been working absolutely bloody fine. I've had Elite Dangerous up twice in the meantime since Christmas, just having a look in. I was looking at maps more than anything else, looking for locations for stuff. And now I'm just not getting anything working at all. So I am sitting looking at a black screen, which you are no doubt actually looking at with me. Because yeah, I mean, what you're looking at on the screen there is exactly what I've got. A black screen with bugger all on it. So I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do, doesn't it? It also seems to have locked into this. It seems to think I'm playing something on OBS, but I'm not. Something's not right with this thing today. What the hell is going on? Okay, nothing's going to start there. And that. I'm going to quit that as well. I'm actually wondering at this point whether it's going to be easier to actually just restart the PC. Let me try something. Let's enable the GTA 5 display window. Let's stick GTA 5 on just to see if things are actually working. So we'll put up Grand Theft Auto 5. That was the last thing I was actually streaming game-wise on here. Boost. Boost. That's interesting. Voice attack now has crashed. I assume you can hear me, given that you are responding to stuff I'm saying, so you can definitely hear me. But that is bizarre. What's going on? Okay, so we've got a black screen up for GTA now. See what comes up on the screen now. What's that? ED trackers online. Open tracks online. Elite track. I'm going to close that for now. Yes, I have actually, John. That was what I did. That's why I was late coming on. Grand Theft Auto 5 has stopped working. Ah. Okay. So GTA 5 won't even start. What the hell has happened since yesterday? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to restart again, and I'm not going to start any audio stuff up yet. I'm going to get game working first, then I'll get everything else running. So I'm going to close off everything else, and then I'm going to shut down OBS. So please bear with me. I shall be back. I am just going to pop off and restart, and hopefully it should recycle fairly quickly. Since I put new memory in, it has actually starting quickly. I'm not aware of one. There maybe is one because it's set to do. Actually, it's not set to do automatic updates. It should be set to ask me if I want to update first. I can probably check in the history. Happy New Year, Biff. Good to see you, mate. I shall restart. I'm going to quit the stream. I'm going to restart the PC and then I'll pop back on again. My apologies to those of you who are watching, but you're going to watch the loading screen simulator for a bit now. Speak to you soon, guys. Alright, we should be back online now. Let's see where we go now. Right, so the only thing running now is OBS. I haven't started anything else up. I've disabled voice meter. I've not started up anything to do with headsets or anything like that. I'm now going to try and start Elite. Now you see, I think quite a lot of stuff on the machine's changed, because obviously when I was doing all the upgrades and so on, I said that while I was updating the hardware, I'd update the software as well. So I've managed to grab an update for the graphics drivers, which were woefully out of date. Oh, pardon me. And they're now working fine. But it's not the problem, because in between doing that and this point, I've had Elite Dangerous running again. Because I actually started it up to see if it was going to work okay with the NVIDIA drivers. Right, we're to a black screen in Elite now, so let's see what happens when the start up. Yay! Right, so the game is on, and I have sound. Right, that's progress. What are we showing on the screen? We have game on screen. Okay, and we're connected. So let's start that. Private group. The Selezen. Put the keyboard over there. Move that out there. And now, what's that then? The stream itself I think is okay. I don't think the stream's the problem. I think the computer's having a bit of a flutter today for some reason or other. Okay. So the ED tracker is being detected, it just hasn't been calibrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the desktop, I'm going to open up ED Tracker's application. And I'm going to get this baby calibrated. Oh! It's a cheer! Yay! Right, so that's that. Back into the game. Okay, that's kind of weird. That's probably because we haven't got the other one on. So let's go for open track now. Thank you for the bits though. Okay, so that's that on. If I now go back to the ED tracker interface, which is working fine. Center everything, go back in. There we go, we're back. Right, so controllers are now on. Joystick is detected, but I'm not going to know until I take off whether or not we've actually got proper joystick function. We should do, can't see a reason why we wouldn't do. Right, can I get OBS, sorry, voice attack working now? Game sound's off at the moment because it's muted. It is coming into my headset, but once I tick on the things for you guys, you'll hear it okay, don't worry. Boost. Okay, we have successful voice attack. Right, so let me enable you guys audio. Put that on. Boo. I'm just going to turn one of those off.
Crew. Wingman 1.
Turn that one off for now. Okay, right, you should have sound now. That should be okay now. So I've got two audio channels now, like I said, but they've both been set to on and they've both got the same input. So I don't want to give you some weird sound. It might be weird for a few seconds there while I was faffing around. So what else do I need? Let's put Elite Track on so at least you can see that. I'm not going to put foobar on because it seems it might be foobar that's the problem actually. I'm dropping frames now. Okay. I'll keep an eye on that, see how it goes.
Mars has not been commissioned for duty.
Right, okay.
Crew.
Back into the client. Foobar, F-O-O-B-A-R, is it's a music player. A highly configurable music player. The reason I use it for streaming is because it allows me to write the name of the song being played to a text file in a folder of my choice, which is then picked up by a bot and then thrown up onto the screen, which is what you can see at the bottom of the screen there, where it says visit synaptics.com. At the moment, because it's not switched on, it says visit synaptics.com, but if it was running, then it would be showing you the track that was currently playing. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Where's my bookmarks on the map? Oh, I've switched them off, haven't I? Right. Show bookmarks. I don't think so. I think I've moved on a fair bit from the Pleiades. Hi, Edoran. That's not good. From Blair Eon Rock something. Oh. Interesting. Close galaxy map.
Closing map.
Raise landing gear.
Retracting landing gear.
Boost.
Afterburners engaged.
Oh, we're back. Engage supercruise.
Engaging supercruise.
So, no music today then, I'm afraid. Sorry. It had been the plan to do the normal kind of thing and have the music of good old synaptics around there, but the foobar's not working properly. I don't want to take the risk of having got this far to then crash the game out. Took a lot longer than it was meant to. Sing to you. Really? You want to hear me sing? Especially when I've got a bloody cold. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Yes, Garzina gave it the respect it deserved. I don't really know if I can sing, to be honest. I'm one of these people that I tend to sing when I think no one's listening, and obviously to my ears I sound like I'm in tune, I sound okay. But I've only ever once sung in public when I've been actually seriously trying to sing, and it was in a drunken room on a karaoke machine at New Year about 7 or 8 years ago now. And yes, everyone was pissed, but everyone said I was actually quite good. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen. And the only other time someone has commented upon my singing has been recently, well, the last couple of years in work. Somebody said that was something about turning back time, so I launched into the first line of "I Can Turn Back Time" by Cher, to which the guy's response was, "Oh my god." And to this day I don't know if he meant "Oh my god, that was quite good," or "Oh my god, please stop, my ears hurt." So a bit strange, and I don't know whether to go anywhere with that or not. I did actually audition to be in a band. A few mates of mine at university as you do at uni, decided to start a band up, and they asked me if I could sing, and I said, well, I don't know, do you want to try me and find out? So they did, but I bottled it completely. Completely lost confidence because I wasn't drunk enough, probably. And obviously these two guys are just standing there looking at me trying to sing, and I'm expected to sing a cappella, and they looked at me, and I just kind of mumbled something that was the words and then stopped. I mean, I spent 2 weeks learning the bloody words for these songs, and then got to the second line and said, no, I can't do this. And they went, I think their exact quote was, yes, your voice is well suited to a certain type of music. What music I don't know. To this day I've never actually had the courage to ask. Jump.
Jumping.
Confirm.
One day, get me drunk enough on stream and I'll burst into song. Oh no, wait a minute, I did do some public singing. It is actually on it is actually online. Oh my god, if you go to Mad Dog's SoundCloud channel, there's his and I rendition of 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. Oh god, I forgot about that. Fantastic on 20...
Warning. One jump left.
20 something. Was it 2016? Or was it 2015? Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Yeah, Mad Dog SoundCloud channel. It's soundcloud.com and then search for Mad Dog. MAHDDOGG. And look for 500 Miles. It's definitely on there. It's scary as shit. I think it was okay. I'm not great at remembering song lyrics. I'm not great at remembering entire songs. Far too many shitty things going around in my head all the time to remember song lyrics all the time. If I remember an entire bunch of song lyrics, I'll probably forget how to walk. Knowing me.
You have arrived at your destination.
What?
I can scan the system if you wish.
Flipping haven't you know?
Fighters.
What about the first elite meet in Manchester? Did I sing there as well? Scared now. Scared now. I'm dropping a few frames. I've dropped 1,000, well, just over 1,000 frames now. Did we?
Resuming.
Not blanked that out. Jump.
Engaging jump.
The false moustache thing rings a bell, but I honestly can't remember singing something. If it was singing along with lots of other people, that's not the same thing. Anyway, just so you know, just change the subject for a second. This evening's stream is the continuation, at last, the second part of my journey to Colonia, which at the rate I stream and the rate I play, it could take about 6 months. So I'm not intending on doing the entire thing. On stream, because that would just take too long. So the intent is that if I get some free time at some point and I feel like a bit of a blast on the old elite, then I'll do some of that trip offline. But I'm not entirely sure. You might find that knowing the way that things work for me, I might end up just doing the entire trip online will take 6 months. If that's the way it is, that's the way it is. If it was a group effort, that you said, it doesn't count because people drown me out and I just mumble. Jump.
Jumping.
Yeah, but DJ plays a lot more often than I do. A DJ stream is about 8 hours long and 3 or 4 days a week, so he gets paid for this shit. This is his job. This is just a bit of fun for me. Although I must admit, I did come to the bizarre realisation recently that I've been doing this streaming thing now for 3 years and I've got 600 plus followers. That's not bad. But the thing is, if that's the case, why do I only get like 5 or 6 viewers a night? Why am I not getting any more? No one's unfollowed me. People are still following me. I mean, I've unfollowed certain people because I don't find their streams interesting. But no one seems to have unfollowed me, which is interesting. But nobody seems to watch. And it's not like I'm a random streamer like at any time of the day. It's every night at the same time. Every Monday at the same time, I'm in the same place. So it's a bit odd. I mean, 600 streamers is not bad going. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Plus, his DJ streams are fundamentally different to mine anyway because he has his entourage on TeamSpeak all the time, whereas my streams are just me, little old me, on my own, waiting away to you guys. Because I don't much do the TeamSpeak thing. It gets a bit chaotic, in my opinion, and kind of difficult sometimes to hear yourself think. And just think how many loops of shame I would do if I was doing that. Oh my god, it doesn't even, no. Jump.
Unable.
Engaging jump drive.
I do apologise, I'm not going to yawn quite a few times on stream tonight because I am, as I said, remarkably tired. I've not been sleeping at all well. Having a cold tends to do that to me. I tend to forget how to sleep at night because when I try and lie down, everything just fills up and I start to choke and die, which is not very good. Never advisable. Why has the sun just vanished? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is something I can throw open to you guys. I mean, I know there's not a lot of you out there. We've got the the Three Musketeers, Garzini and Bifford and Edarin being the most common people that watch. Obviously, Daddy Huggy now is watching on a regular basis more often than he used to, which is lovely. Thank you, John. Should I do a TeamSpeak or should I do a Discord or something like that and just have 3 or 4 people on at a time? Have a kind of round table discussion going on as we stream, or Is that something you think you would like to do, or is it just going to be like random conversations rather than a kind of topic? 'Cause I'd kind of prefer to keep like a topic idea going rather than random stuff like Bifford talking about his Kindle and all that kind of stuff. Daddy Hockey's dog Tanya. All for one and one for all. La 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 la. Jump.
Jumping.
I think I did a bit of singing for you. Surprise. But, don't know, you think it's a good idea? Is it something you would be interested in doing? Twitch is twitchy! Must get hands up, thank you. Feel at that one, am I? Jump.
Frame shift drive engaging.
I mean, this ship does have a spare seat. So what interesting might be to have someone popping in multi-crew with it.
I can scan
you
the
see,
system
don't know
if you
either
wish.
of those theme tunes. I can probably hum them. Jump.
Engaging jump.
I could probably do the Danger Mouse theme if I put my mind to it. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
Yeah, friend list things. See, I've tried Rock Up Power Grid. I don't like it. Can't get it to work. It looks lovely, but I can't get it to connect properly. Been multi-crew, whatever, but sometimes I'm lost my friend. Yeah, the friend list thing. When I did Drew's Salome stream, you know, get that shit to read quite. Sorry, Teeny's stream. I was advised to unplug my friends list completely to stop any stuff happening and going wrong and so on. And I never really got around to putting it all back on again, I'm afraid. So I apologise about that. So if you want to add me as a friend again, feel free. You can re-add me if you like, I don't mind. Or I'll re-add you, whichever. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Good grief. Oh, blimey, DM. So, feel free, you can always sit in the seat. Not that much you can really do, because I jump, scoop, jump, scoop, jump, scoop. It doesn't really lend itself well to multiplayer shenanigans. The monkey presses the button. Feel free, skip in. I've got a spare seat. Sort it out. Open comms. Okay, did the hard way there. Why does it require VR? Is that why I can't find you? You've gone offline or something? Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Edoran, are you in the private? It's not Garzini. Garzina has gone off. Garzina's going to have to restart his Twitch stream. It's Edoran that's trying to join. You might have to ask for a membership in the private group as well, Edoran. I don't think I wiped the members from the private group though, unless wiping them as friends also wipes them from private group. I'm not sure how that works. And it does show up. I mean, it does show up people who are in different play areas. Jump.
Jumping.
I is in your private group, 8 gigabytes. Ah. You're so smart. Jump.
Charging frameshift drive.
Jeffrey Ramsbottom. Oh, it's got a scene, isn't it? Bifford, you've taken Ederin's spot. Hello. Which is nice, but it's lovely to have you here. But you seat nabber.
Help us out. Kick me out.
What, of the ship? Spacia. Awesome. Where's my feet? Boot.
Lock Wingman 3.
Boot. Boot. Nope, can't kick you.
Birds.
Fuck off. Kick from crew. Get out! Report abuse and block. Tempting. Edarin! Unreachable! What does that mean? I only have the one seat, don't I? Jump.
Jumping.
I can scan the system if you wish.
Scan the system.
Completing system scan. Stand by. Gathering information. Cartography has now been updated.
How do voice comes in that situation? I don't know. As far as my way, you just talk. It automatically sets you up as being able to talk on voice. Unless you've got the option turned off, I assume. Edrin! Look everyone, it's Edrin. There's how you do voice comms in that situation. Hello, Earth calling Edrin. Hello. Jump.
Frameshift drive engaging.
Voice comes in now, great is it? Urcher. What's that then? Nip nip yep you're out you nip yeah I do it nip nip yep it a bit nip oh. There goes me talking backwards. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
I did say I was going to do like an overview. No, I couldn't hear a word you were saying, Edrin, sorry. What's it like in multi-crew there anyway? You're sitting over in that seat. I can see you sitting over in that seat, looking around, playing with yourself. It's gone! He's run off! Oh, he's back. Scan the system.
Standby scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
I was going to do an overview of 2017, wasn't it? And then a sort of look ahead to what I've got kind of planned for this year. It's kind of the traditional thing that people do at this time of year, isn't it? Have a look back, lament, celebrate, and then look forward to another year of procrastination. Ah, rah, 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 rah. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
Yeah, so 2017 was a bit of an odd year. Highs and lows all over the place. Don't want to go too much into the different things that were going on. As a bit of an overview, I mean, the good things that happened were the book finally came out, which is just everything. Anyone else having that problem? I'm getting a message saying that I've maxed out the encoding. But it's still transmitting. Still looking happy enough. jump.
Engaging jump.
So, yep, 2017 high point is definitely getting the book out. October 17th, I think. After 4 years of actual, proper, full-on shitty development, I actually got the book released. And the PDF is out there, it's doing okay. And now that we've got the final version, like a few typos as I've corrected and some formatting issues sorted out for printing options and so on, I'm quite happy with the format, and I'm now actually fully ready to start getting it ready for EPUB and Kindle. I was kind of holding off on that until I got some errata back and just made sure that it was suitable for hard copy printing. Me neither, I've not configured any multi-crew stuff. I want to be able to do a thumbs up thing. It's a hollow me. Yeah, so now that I've actually got all that kind of stuff done, it's going to be nice to get the EPUB and Kindle versions out and actually know that they're kind of at least half complete, with as little typos as possible. There wasn't anything major found apart from one little mistake in terms of a paragraph of text that was missing. Basically, what I managed to do was completely failed to add a description in the equipment list for thrusters to tie in with what was on the cardlets and information cards for the ships, to actually let you use the stats for thrusters and have upgradable engines and all that kind of stuff. I kind of forgot that bit. So a kind person who bought the book pointed that out to me and managed to sort it all out, which is pretty cool. Jump. Other high point just towards the tail end of the year there, the last thing that actually happened this year, again RPG related, was getting the review. On the recommendation of a chap by the name of Jedra on the Kickstarter, I put the game's name forward to Tabletop Gaming Magazine to see if they're interested in doing a review of the game, and happily they said yes. So they've done a review this month for the January 2018 edition of Tabletop Gaming Magazine. If you just do a website for that, you can find it. It's a print-only review. It doesn't seem to be on the website, so it's on their ebook version of the magazine and on their actual paper magazine. So actually, in a magazine, in a shop, on a shelf, is an article with my name in it and my game's name in it, and it's mega cool. The review was quite good. I might go into that later on if anybody's interested. But I was actually meant to bring the copy of the magazine up to actually go through it, because I want to do a kind of an analysis of the review, because the review's interesting. It's not wholly positive, but it's not actually negative. It's very strange, but it does highlight that some of the things that I actually played for, in terms of the style of the book, I've actually managed to achieve quite well, and it's quite ambiguous as far as the review's concerned as to how well that's come off, or at least how well they've taken it. Because in one breath they say that it's unashamedly old school, then the next they say that it's got some polish required on some of the layout stuff. Which is fair enough. It's my first book. First time I've actually done a book like that. First time I've done the layout. First time I've done the design. But the whole old school look is exactly what I was going for. But they say whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is entirely up to the reader. and the player, which is fine because that's basically what I was going for. I'm hoping it's accessible, but the review was quite, I don't want to say average because it wasn't an average review, it was a fairly good review, but it was reserved, is maybe the way I should put it. Jump.
Jumping.
So I'm not quite sure how that how it comes across. But yeah, I wanted to do a kind of a breakdown of the statements that are made in the review and just kind of highlight where I think the review kind of tallies up with what I was trying to achieve, and obviously where the bits that I agree with, bits that I don't agree with, and where I think some clarity would be required for somebody who's reading the review. Not a breakdown or a critical review of the review as such, but just sort of some comments on it, because it's an interesting thing to do. It's kind of break down kind of what I was trying to achieve with a particular decision or a style that I've made for the book, and then see how an independent person who's never met me and doesn't have anything really invested in the book itself in terms of community or genre involvement, well, the magazine's called Tabletop Gaming Magazine, so I would assume so. Every other article that's in there is actually a tabletop game. They review a lot of miniatures games. They've done a fair few RPGs. They've got a top 10 RPGs list, so I would assume yes. But as I say, all of the content from the magazine is either in the ebook version or on the actual print version. It's not on the website itself. I don't know whether they have, like, once a magazine's been out for a couple of months, whether they put the content onto the website, or if it's just where other things go. That if it wasn't good enough to go onto the website, onto the magazine, then it goes onto the website. I don't know. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
You're still there? You're still there. Still not talking. I want to switch off the voice chat thing, I think. What about a hyperspace? I don't know. As I say, they seem to do quite a lot of RPG reviews. Certainly have a fair few opinions on them. I would recommend, I mean, if you're really curious to see how they kind of handle everything, I don't think the website is a complete overview of kind of the stuff that they do in the magazine. The magazine itself has a lot more depth to the content than the website seems to be honest. Jump.
Engaging jump.
But yeah, so in terms of sort of this last year's sort of biggest thing, that is it. It's the RPG through and through. Not a lot of stress on it. Not a lot of kind of problems in terms of the release, in terms of how it's gone down. I've had a lot of positive feedback from people who've bought it, and people who've had a look at it online. I've had a lot of people who say they're going to get it, but they want it when it comes out in paperback or hardback or hardcover or whatever it is going to be, hard copy. So I'm looking forward to being able to get that out there. I'm well down the road of getting the print-on-demand stuff done. For the Kickstarter backers, and obviously we're going to wait and see. The final order is in. I've actually finally approved a version. I've had to do a slight change to the layout of the book, which again is something that had to be done before doing the EPUB versions. And then I'll carry on from there. So yeah, quite good. In terms of the negative side of potentially the RPG, I'm dropping quite a few frames, so if anybody's getting some stuttering, I do apologise. Yeah, you can get a digital copy, I've said that. But yeah, I think the only thing that's kind of disappointed me this year as far as the book's concerned has been, and I'm going to, again, court controversy here, and say that Frontier's support of the book since launch has been lacking. Gary Wiggy, thank you for the stream. I'm going to assume that's you, Garzini. Or maybe it's not, because Garzini is Garzini, not Gary Wiggy. So, Gary Wiggy, thank you for the host, whoever you are! Jump.
Frame shift drive engaging.
So yeah, I'm a little bit saddened by the fact that I've asked a few times now for stuff from Frontier in terms of marketing assistance and what I can do next, and even some stuff to do with what I'm allowed to host on the website and what I'm allowed to do to support the book. And I know I've said it before, but this is a kind of a review of what's going on in 2017. But the lack of actual response I've got from that is ridiculous. I'm quite surprised that they don't want to kind of help them, as it were. I mean, obviously anything that sells the Elite name, okay, they may not get direct revenue from my sales, because that was the terms of the contract, but they do get market exposure. And their handling of how they help support this book and me in the community and in the wider world is going to reflect on them as a genre seller or as a genre supporter. I want to get the RPG on their bookstore. I want to get the RPG out into their hands for them to do stuff with. I'd love to be able to go on their live streams. I know Ed Lewis is a big fan of the book. He's played it before, and he's always been very supportive. But I've not heard anything back. Yeah, Gary, you're not the only one to say that. Garzini, it must be people called Gary that the problem. Garzini said the same thing. And Daddy Hoggy has been having problems with it for a couple of weeks now. Oh, 2 more viewers, I can get double figures. I don't know, 600 plus following, and I'm excited with double figures. Yeah, see that's the thing, Bifford, is you've got this whole thing about the EDRPG came out at the same time. Why does it keep changing my pips? Is that voice attack that's doing that? No, it isn't. It's you, isn't it? It's bloody Eder and he's playing with buttons. Yeah, I think this is the problem. It's just been horrendous bad luck on my part that my effort has come out at the exact same time as their effort has come out, and I am. Don't get me wrong, as I keep saying, I have nothing against the EDRPG guys at all. A decision was made that, yeah, I don't agree with, but I'd never had an exclusive license. It was never a thing for me, and I always said to Frontier that if anyone else wants to do something in this genre, don't let me stand in the way. You know, they did put some things on hold for quite a while. And they did kind of keep on saying, look, people are asking to do the same kind of thing, we're putting them on hold, we're saying to them that we can't at the moment, we're waiting for you to get yours out and cleared first, blah blah blah. And obviously, situation being as it was, it just dragged on and on and on. Somebody somewhere thought to themselves that this game's never going to come out, and I have my suspicions who it was, but I'm not going to say any names here. You all know who I'm talking about more than likely. And yeah, there was a slight feeling of backstabbing there at all, which I suppose isn't a highlight or a lowlight of 2017 because it happened before 2017. It happened in 2016, but it is what it is. And to be quite honest, you know, that person knows how I feel about it. I've not made any secret of it, and if he doesn't, he's need to start fucking paying attention. But that's nothing against the EDRPG guys themselves. I mean, I've met Johnny. He's a lovely guy, a fantastic guy. Very, very positive, very supportive, and you know, he said nothing but good things about my game, which is great. I think his game and their game is great. Oliver I don't know very well, Oliver Hume. I've not met him properly. I've only really met him over a table at the Frontier Expo. Not sat down and had a pint with him as I have with John. Talented guy. lovely guy, friendly enough, and they've created a product that's very, very good, and I hold nothing against them for it. The issue I have isn't so much with them as a company, but it's to do with the weight and preference that has been given to them by Frontier. They seem to have been invited to every single soiree and event and thing that's going on since they got the game out, and I've kind of been left out in the cold. And if I'm being absolutely bloody honest about it, am I jealous? In a sense, yes, but only because of the comparative support given to very, very similar projects, and one especially that was very, very highly thought of within the Elite community from the start, and even within Frontier to start with as well. Is it because I'm gobby? Is it because I'm not towing a company line somewhere? Is it because I'm saying too much in a bad way? I don't know. Am I being too negative? I know that like a lot of people don't like that, but the thing is, I'm not particularly being negative. I'm being honest.
Is here.
The issue is that honesty, in my sense, I'm going to be honest in positive things as well as negative things. And as I've said, people like Ed, Michael Brooks, Zach Antonacci have been amazingly positive and amazingly supportive, and have always thrown their weight behind everything that I've tried to do with this game and in the community. And they're obviously very, very, very keen community people, and have done a fantastic job in keeping that stuff going. However, there are other areas of Frontier's licensing divisions and departments and teams and so on that have not done everything that needs to get done. Less fawning. It's just, I don't know what it is. I found something very apparent about the difference between when I used to live in Scotland and since I moved to England. And I'm not saying this in a kind of Scotland's better than England thing, but in Scotland there's a very much a cultural thing that honesty is the best thing to do. Honesty was how I was brought up. If someone pisses you off, you call them on it. If someone's being a bit of a dick, you call them on it. Likewise, if someone's been an absolutely awesome person, then you call them on that as well. It's the way things should be. You don't hold things back, you don't couch things in niceties, and you don't sit there and stroke someone's fucking penis while they're sitting there lapping it up if you don't fucking like them. You tell them how it is. A spade's a spade and all that. And since I moved to England, I've noticed a very... I don't know whether it's a Midlands thing, or whether it's an England thing, or whether it's a cultural thing, or whether... I don't know. Whether it's a manners thing. I don't even know where it comes from, but anyone who's Scottish that I've mucked about with in England has been the same as me. Honesty. Brutal honesty. And the further north you go, you get more of that kind of... that kind of stuff. And it's a funny thing though. You say that. I mean, I know I'm awesome. I've always been awesome. You always know where you stand with me, and that's the thing that I always am quite proud of in my own life, is that I will never ever lead somebody down a path of thinking that I like them when I don't. If I think they're a wanker, I'll call them a wanker. If I think they're an awesome person, or that they're brave, or that they're courageous, or lovely, or funny, or cute, or whatever, I will tell them. And because I think it helps you grow. It helps you become a better person. If you do have issues that you need to sort out, then you get told about them, you sort them out. Like if somebody's fucking zips down, or somebody smells like a fucking sweaty arsehole, then you tell them. Likewise, if someone's got nice perfume, or a good aftershave, or looks nice in a particular top, then you tell them. It depends on how far you go and how close you are with that person. You're not as big a banker as Drew, though. Ha ha ha. But maybe this is the problem. Maybe I've said too much, and I'm doing it again now. And maybe that's why Frontier don't want to talk to me, because they're worried that if I go on one of their streams or something, I'm going to say something fucking negative. And I suppose that's what I've got to live with. If people can't handle the truth, if people can't take it when somebody's being honest about stuff, or when somebody's giving you the fair assessment and not just kissing ass. Not that I'm saying that anybody in the EDRPG camp kisses ass. They've done a fantastic job in a very short time, and Frontier are going to make money from them for it. So well done to them for that, and that's where the priority comes from. I understand that concept. EDRPG makes money for Frontier, therefore they are going to market it more vigilantly than they are my book that is making me money, but not them. So fair enough on that. So I'm not having any disparaging comments about EDRPG here at all, in the slightest. As I say, I will only be this honest with people that I know. If I don't know someone, and I haven't met them face to face, I will not have that kind of opinion on them. I go by my personal experience of a person, or a group, or in specific incidents. If someone's pissed me off, then fair enough. If I think there's an objective reason why they've done that, I'll call them on it and I'll ask them why. If I see that someone has gone either behind my back, or has stabbed me in the back, or has gone and done something that I have proof that was a fucking nasty thing to do, then as far as I'm concerned, I'll air the public laundry for a bit. I'll tell them how I feel about it. They'll know how I feel about it if they actually do the things they're meant to do as a friend, or they think they're a friend. Then they'll know exactly where they stand. I will not. Yeah, there is that. That's it. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make, Daddy Hoggy, is they've made the money from it that they're going to make. They've had their money off me. They don't have to do anything else. So, yeah, and as I say, so that's the two things that keep on popping into my head that are the reasons why there's not a lot of time and effort coming back to me from Frontier themselves. Because one, I'm gobby, and I've said stuff that's probably pissed somebody off somewhere, and yeah, I'm not going to make them any money. They've had their money off me. They don't care anymore. They've been dropped like a stone. And to be honest, that's a business practice that has been rumoured to be something that, you know, companies do. Frontier's had the rumours about it in the past. I don't know. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know where it comes, where the reasons are for it. But it's how I feel. It's how I feel right now about it. As far as I'm concerned, I've sent email upon email upon email. I've been given some fluff, and I've then been just left sitting in the shadows, which is a bit shit.
Unable to comply.
So I don't know. I'll keep sending the emails, but if Frontier aren't going to give me any answers or any direction or any kind of support, then I'll basically go and do what I want to do, and I'll make it very clear what I'm going to do with them. If they don't want to draw a line in the sand for it, then I'll draw my own line, and I'll make it very publicly clear in a very public and visible post that I am working within a certain set of parameters that I have set for myself, based on no feedback and no direction and no steering or legal advice from Frontier themselves. If they want to put any cease and desist stuff on me for it, if they want to tell me to stop doing stuff, then I'll ask them to justify it. And if I find their reasons are justifiable, then fair enough. But as far as I'm concerned, in terms of, I think my biggest example is I don't know what to do about supporting the RPG. I only have a license for one published book, but that doesn't cover things like fan works or add-on things that are free or any kind of supplemental information that I don't charge for. There's nothing in the license that covers that kind of thing. They've said to me specifically that I have a responsibility to be a responsible user of this license and not make them look daft. Well, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time. I'm gobby, yes, but I'm also a very responsible adult. I'm not a child. I'm not a 5-year-old. I'm not a snotty teenager mucking about and doing Leroy Jenkins type stuff. I'm a 44-year-old man who has a kind of idea how things work in the real world. So I'm not going to take that license that I've had and then do stuff that's going to piss all over it. Although some may argue that talking like this is doing exactly that. But I don't see that as being the case. I'm setting out where I stand on things. I'm being very public in my opinions because I have the forum to do that, and I have a set of standards? A set of standards, perhaps? That I live to and I work to. And I'm not going to, having now published a book that is, as far as I'm concerned, a fairly good, professional, good-looking piece of work, I'm not then going to follow up by bringing out a bloody 2-column Word document that's full of fart jokes and swearing. I'm not that kind of person. I do have some sense of, well, common sense. Okay, let's go back through that list of stuff that's gone up there. I need to work out if I can go to that guy. Oh, you mean that guy's Elite Gaming event on the Sunday? That's Stephen Usher? His elite community thing? So Concord Gaming on the Saturday. So I'm going to take the Michael 2 days running, and B, don't run a game of Late Encounters for Strangers when I run the game since alpha version. Well, what you do convention-wise is entirely up to you. If you feel that you can go to 2 events in one weekend, that's not taking the piss. As far as I'm concerned, if it's something you love doing and it's a hobby, then people who don't support you in that don't deserve to be around you. I'm sorry. You know, you can be supportive and you can be part of a group or part of a community or part of a couple, even if you're that unlucky. But if you support that person's ideas and that person's hobbies and that person's wants and desires, and you agree to share a person's life or you be part of a person's life for whatever reason that might be, then they support you for whatever you need to do. And it's not essentially like you're going to be doing that every other bloody week, is it? It's not like you... Well, that's the thing. She married you. She knows who you are. She accepts the fact that you have the hobbies that you like. If she doesn't like the fact that you want to spend one weekend doing stuff that you love that makes you happy and therefore makes you more bearable to live with, then what the hell? She's the one who's got the problem, not you. Sorry if she's listening, by the way, but that's how I feel about it. I'm lucky because there's a few people in this community who have been really unlucky in their choice of spouse in terms of being able to be in terms of support. I mean, we've got a particularly safe hobby. It's not like we spend every night in the fucking pub, or that we go out clubbing, or that we're away out fucking shagging women or something like that. We're sitting behind a computer or sitting behind a desk, playing games, interacting with people that we like and get on with and have got similar interests to us, who are more or less the same sex every time, because it's very rare that we end up with mixed sex groups in these kind of hobbies, to be fair. It's a bit of a sad state of affairs as far as I'm concerned. Come on, ladies, get yourselves out there, pick up some dice and a pencil. Would you want me to tell her? I'll come down your house, Biff, and I'll set her straight. You know what I'm like, because it pisses me off. And I know a few people, as I said, I know a few people who are in the boat of having to justify everything they do. And I'm so lucky to have the wife that I've got who says, if I've got her and say, I'm going to Fantasticon for 2 days, you're coming with me, she'll jump at the chance. Because she's fell in love with you guys as well. She's odd. She's the exception to the rule. I mean, she loves coming to conventions because she actually enjoys watching me do something that I like doing. And it's nice for her to know that I've got friends out there and I've got other people who give a shit about what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So, what's the feckin' problem, basically? Grow a pair, Mrs. Bifford. Man up, princess. Get with the 21st century metrosexual thing. That's complete bollocks, by the way. Right, so yes, I think you should take the Michael for 2 days running. If you don't have any work commitments, or even if you can get out of the work commitments, then you tell your goddamn wife you're going to a goddamn convention to play a goddamn game.
Helm.
The other thing about you want to run a game of Elite Encounters, you've got the PDF. Why not print the PDF off, or take your copy of the PDF to a group, or even do it online? Run a game. Run a game of it online. Read through the book, take your crib notes, use your crib sheets, and run a game for a few people, and then see if you've got the confidence to do that in public. I don't think it's a big problem. Christ, I haven't played the bloody final rules. No sign of an audiobook for Drew's Premonition despite huge clamour for it, so it's not just you. FDev make money from those sales too. Yeah, that's the thing. Be honest, from the sound of things, I don't think Premonition audiobook's going to happen. I don't see that, but the reason I can't understand why. This is the problem I've got, is that I can't understand why they don't want to put the drive behind any project that comes along. The people have put a lot of time and work and effort and sweat and blood and tears into it. In terms of my RPG, yes, that has been a hell of a labour of love. A hell of a lot. If it wasn't for the fact that I was so passionate about their product, their game, their stuff, I would have lost the momentum for that a long fucking time before it was finished. But no, they just don't seem to get it. Premonition has done them a lot of good. It's actually, Drew's managed to pull together a lot of the disparate parts of their game that don't really work, like cough cough power play, with the cough cough two-dimensional characters, and actually made them into believable and realistic characters. Maybe not great characters, because Drew had to keep it within the very, very narrow specification of what that character's template really is. And they should be applauding him for it and not pushing him into a corner. The audiobooks have been proven to do really well. They're really popular. The community loves them. They always sell. They used to do fairly well on most media. Jump.
Jumping.
But again, they just seem to be pissing in the wind. And I think they made a big mistake. I think they made a big mistake in terms of what they did with the publishing aspect of it. And I'm not saying this because Dan's a mate, but I think Dan, as a publisher, had the resource and experience that they lack in terms of publishing an audiobook or even publishing a multi-format book. Premonition, the design of the cover and the layout isn't as good as it is for the books that Dan has published. I have to say that. In my opinion, the cover isn't as good. It's very slapdash is the only word I can think of. And I'm sorry if Frontier find that harsh, but I'm calling it like it is.
Acknowledge.
And the fact is that if they want, they may be balking at the idea of doing the audiobook because they don't have the facilities to do it, or they don't have the talent to do it, they don't have the voice acting, they don't have whatever it takes to get that kind of stuff done. They don't have. Whereas Dan has that stuff in place. Dan has had celebrity authors and celebrity actors and celebrity voice artists doing stuff for his books without even having to blink. So I don't see the problem. They've managed to, I think, cut off a particularly potentially lucrative revenue stream in terms of this book, because it is a very good book, and that's the thing, it's a very good book. And they're pushing it to one side. What are they playing at? Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
What concerns me more than anything else is what Frontier want to do with this stuff. And I get concerned about Frontier's community involvement side of things quite a lot. I mean, I know that Ed's a lovely guy, and but what he's become is the streamer. He does live streams, and he goes online and he does content. He doesn't really kind of do the stuff that he used to do, which was engage with the actual community on a live level and help manage that kind of stuff. That's all been left down to Zach and Paige and Bo and the other members of the community team. And essentially Ed has become basically a figurehead and a DJ, I suppose. He essentially is out there with his face on telly, as it were, so he's always in front of the cameras or doing the presentations or doing the stuff that he's very, very good at, to be fair. But it does make you wonder if, because he's now got that focus, has anyone else picked up the engagement side of what he was doing? And the fact that I've had no response from the community team for a fair while in regards to what I want to try and move forward with the book, with the RPG, gives me the idea that I'm not sure what's going on. Everything takes ages to go through Frontier. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I'd agree. Premonition was ridiculously expensive. If it hadn't been for the fact that Drew wrote it, I would not have bought it. I bought it to support Drew. I didn't buy it to support Frontier. I bought it to support Drew, and because it is a very good book, and it's primarily because Drew wrote it, and because he's managed to tie in quite a lot of stuff historically. I mean, what his Reclamation was about was kind of, it was about rediscovering and reclaiming our past and reclaiming our heritage, as it were, and that's essentially what Salome was doing, and it kind of mirrored what the elite community had done up to that point, which was keep. I'm sorry if Frontier don't like this kind of idea,
commissioned for duty.
but this is how I feel about it. Is that essentially the 20-year gap, roughly, between Frontier First Encounters and Elite Dangerous would have been the death of that game. Elite Dangerous would never have happened if it wasn't for people like Drew, people like me, people like John, people like John Virgo, all those people who kept the dream alive and kept the community alive. People like Drake, Dylan, fuck. Dylan Smith, that's his name, thank you. Jason Togneri, Red Ravens, Gimme, the Oolite Forum, the EBBS people, everybody like that. Even the ones who were vilified quite a lot, like John Bluestone or that woman who was quite... Oh god, I can't remember her name now. I mean, these are the people who kept it going, and Reclamation was a nod to them to say we've reclaimed our place in the galaxy more than anything else, where we belong. We're now back where we belong again. And Premonition had elements of it that was a love letter to the people that did that, and the kind of things that we did to keep the game alive. It was a testament to the fact that we had the imagination to expand that universe ourselves, and we kept it going, and we kept the passion. And the passion is evident in Premonition, Reclamation, and Hear the Wheel, Mostly Harmless, even Legacy, you know, because obviously Michael Brooks has got the passion for it as well, even though he is a corporate shill. And I'm going to say Elite Encounters and the EDRPG. Everything that has come from the community that has driven this game and its stuff, all the websites out there that have driven Elite Dangerous and everything it can do, and you know, it's something that we've managed to do. Frontier has answered that call. Frontier has stepped up and put something together and worked very well with the community in the first few months, in the first year perhaps. But now it's a whole different playing field. The community involvement aspect seems to be dying a death. The community involvement support is very bitty, and it's very cliquey, and it's very kind of, you may find what you're looking for here, you may not. If your face fits, then you're okay. If you speak up and have your own opinion on stuff, then you're not welcome. That's how it's starting to feel, and it's not a great place to be. And it's not just Frontier that's doing that. The community itself has these elements in it as well. You have griefers out there who are doing whatever they can to ruin the experience for new players, or even established players. People that are out there, just all they want to do, the typical online multiplayer gamers, which is what I've always hated about multiplayer gamers, is you have people out there who are just in there to make mess, or in there to piss people off, or make themselves laugh by making other people's day miserable. You know, because obviously what you want to do is pay 20 quid for a game, or 30 quid for a game, and then be able to play it for 5 seconds before some wanker blows you out the stars and you have to start all over again. That's not what you want. But then, that's how gaming works.
The gear is down and locked.
No, it isn't. Shut up. That's how gaming works. But it's also how the kind of Frontier Elite experience seems to work now, and that's sad, and that's really upsetting to me. I've invested 30 years of my life into this game and this universe and all this sort of stuff, and although I'm not one to come across as an entitled person, and I don't think I should get anything back from it, I do think that Frontier don't have the same passion that we fans do as far as this game is concerned. I think maybe David Braben does, but I don't know where the transition from what Braben says he feels about this game and its environment starts, and where the corporate side of the game starts. I don't know. Maybe I've gone too far saying this kind of stuff, but you know, I know Frontier have a bigger fish to fry nowadays. Frontier have now got a Jurassic Park license from Universal Studios, I think it is, to do a game for them, and that's big news. That's a great big thing for them, and well done to them for getting that. And obviously Planet Coaster is an independent individual franchise that's doing well for itself as well.
Jumping.
And good on them for doing that as well. They've taken another genre and made it their own as well. They've completely redeveloped and reimagined what was up till this point a very, very tired old genre. Now they've made it awesome again, because I think Planet Coaster is amazing. I've never liked coaster sims or theme park sims or any of that sort of stuff, but you know, I gave Planet Coaster a try, and by God, I love it. I think it's great. I think Jurassic Park game's going to be fucking awesome as well, and I really look forward to getting a shot of that if I can. However,
I can scan the system.
what
if you
hurts me
wish.
at the moment is that Elite, which is the thing that has been part of my life since I was a child, is suffering, and I don't know where it's going to go. And what worries me, there is going to be a certain point in time when the 10-year plan is complete, where the potential could be that this game gets dropped. And because it's multiplayer only with no single player element and no offline mode, rah, hashtag refund, what happens when that decision gets made? Because we've had promises or we've had statements from Frontier that have said that they will make it pervasive, that when it comes to the end they will make sure it's still accessible. But will they?
Goodbye.
Will they really?
All vehicles.
I'm not sure. I'm not honestly sure. Scan the system.
Stand by, scanning now. Compiling data. Cartography update complete.
Open system map. Just point out,
System
it's
cartography.
now 10 past 10. I am going to go and land this thing for the evening and finish this discussion. I've not even got much further into the review of the world of 2017, and then I'll look ahead. Close system map.
Closing map.
I've kind of gone off on a tangent about whinging about Frontier again, which I promised I wasn't going to do. So I apologise for that. I also apologise to Frontier if they've listened to this and thought, you vicious bastard. No, but I hope you know where I'm going. I hope if anyone from Frontier's listened to this, they've taken it as it's intended, which is hopefully slightly objective, with maybe a little bit of subjective stuff in there that I hope people will understand is coming from the heart and not from any kind of vicious, nasty place. Not so much will it even be possible? I hope so. I have my doubts, and I have a lot of doubts about it at the minute. That's my problem. I don't understand why anarchy systems are free-for-alls and corporate states aren't policed to death with huge bounties that drives players, griefers into anarchy systems. They missed the mechanic there, because that was the mechanic of the original Elite, and I think because they wanted to move away from that kind of hard and fast mechanic as to how a corporate state would work or anything of that sort of thing, they've kind of lost that very easy win that they could have had in terms of having regions where new players could be safe and where experienced players could go and be experienced players and kick each other's asses as much as they wanted to. I just don't think... I think they missed a boat there. There's no two ways about saying it. But the decision was made. I wish the Elite Archives would come out. I hope they'll think it's a real life issue sorted out. Me too, dude. It will come. Don't worry about it. I mean, John and I have pledged to kind of give him a hand if he needs it, and I am actually a bit pissed off because I'm supposed to be doing something to help him. And he wants me to do an interview with someone, and I haven't got around to doing it yet. So I'm a bit embarrassed about the fact that I've not done that yet. But hopefully that kind of stuff's going to help him out and make it a lot easier for him to get everything tied together once he gets back on his feet again. He is very apologetic at the fact that things have gone as badly as they've gone. His body has essentially failed him, and he wants to get back on his feet and get back onto getting that book finished because it is still his biggest priority. He is very, very keen on getting it done. Deploy landing gear.
The landing gear is down and locked.
Do you know something? Something that would make this game 10 times better. They just have the very simple concept. Very, very simple concept. And that is simply put into the code that there's a chance, a very high chance, like a 95% chance, that within 100 kilometers of where you actually go into a planet, where you actually dip into planetfall, there will be something to find. Whether it be a geological feature, a geographical feature, a crashed ship, whatever. Edwin, hello. So that at least they could then have saying there's something to find on every single planet. All you've got to do is fly around for a bit. It's not hard to do, and that would just give so much more depth to just the planetary landing stuff more than anything else. As I say, it's always the same. It's just a shame. There's so many simple things that they could do. Just give the game a bit more depth, just a bit more stuff to find. That's quite nice actually, I like that. Grab a screenshot. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Edwin. It is my aim to make you pleased. Yeah, Commander Boz and the Survivor guy. The guy that was doing the game book, that was two that never came through, and that's a shame because they both looked very, very good. Was it Jameson Jones was the first one, wasn't it? That was Commander Boss's one, and then I can't remember the guy's name, but he was going to do the Survival or Survivor game book, which looked very good, and apparently it got to the point of having a system designed for it, and then he just kind of vanished, which is a real shame because I was really looking forward to that. But it was not to be, and it's actually one of the things I was going to say. If I'd managed to get my book out reliably and on time and effectively and professionally, it would be. I was going to actually offer to take that contract over and actually do that book, because doing a game book is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and doing a late one would be marvellous. But again, I don't think they're that fast. Once they had their 4,500 from them and it got them through the Kickstarter, or helped them get through the Kickstarter, I don't think they were that fussed at that point. From that point onwards, never mind. Never mind.
Do you need me?
No.
That sound, although dreadful, is somewhat familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it right now. Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Okay, that was odd.
Wingman 1 targeting now.
Oh God, shut up, you stupid bastard. Right, stop receiving commands. There we go. Yeah. So that's I suppose in terms of the elite community, that's been my biggest disappointment of 2017, has been thingy has been Frontier's responsiveness to trying to get things done and trying to get the things finalised and just draw a line under the terms of the contract, really. So we'll see where it goes, and again 2018 hopefully we'll get some feedback and we'll get some movement on that and just see where they want to go with it from there. Even just a couple of answers would be nice, just to draw a line under what they want me to do and what I need them to do. Oh well. If they don't do it, it's fine, just fess up and say they're not going to do it. Just don't bury your head in the bloody sand and then not respond. Because to be fair, it's one of the things that I was terrified of happening when I was signing the bloody contract, is that if they decide they're going to renege on a part of their contract, I haven't got the resources to take them to court or start getting solicitors involved to start going through contracts and finding out where they've breached their terms and conditions and what what grounds I've got for making any kind of claims on them or not. I don't want to go down that road. I don't have the time or the inclination to do that kind of shit. This was meant to be fun. That was the point. It was meant to be fun, and over the years it has got less fun and less fun and less fun and less fun, to the point where at one point I kind of said, look, there's been a bit of a delay, I know there's things that are going a bit drag, here's why. I went into all the kind of personal issues that were on at the time, and the only thing they can come up with is, oh, if you want a refund, we'll give you a refund. No, God, don't want a bloody refund. I want time to get things done. I don't want to be rushing this forward or bringing out a half-finished product or a product that's not professional. I want to bring something that's going to look half decent. And you know what? It was a fight. It was a battle for us all, and we got there. So it may not prove to me that I had the ability to do it, and that it wasn't a lack of knowledge or a lack of ability that caused the problem. It was lack of time. It does mean that I'm going to think very, very hard about doing any future kind of projects like this. I would love to do more RPGs. I'd love to write my novel. And I've got my other monitor over there has a word window open with a novel that I'm writing. Currently 1900 words. Yeah, so I'd love to be able to get time to do that, but I had a week off. The second half of that week was for writing, and I got a cold, which I'm only just starting to get over now, so that has screwed up that. So like I say, every time I try and sit down to do something, bam. But yeah, because I said I was taking New Year off from doing book stuff again, so never mind. No, I wouldn't be. The only thing the thing is, I wouldn't kickstart it until it was ready to go to the next stage. So if I was going to do another RPG or a book or anything else like that, anything that involved layout, artwork, that kind of stuff, I can do the text. I have no issue with doing the text. How detailed I would go into that layout would be the next issue. I would make sure that everything was written, edited, and checked text-wise before it went any further. From that point, I would say, right, I have it done. I need artwork, and I would commission an artist to do the work, and say, right, here's the book, here's the content, here's my ideas for the graphical, not the graphical style as such, but the technology style or the layout style or whatever it was that I was wanting to get done in a particular way, and I would leave it to the artist to do whatever. I would have no control over that whatsoever. I'd want that to go to them to do. Who knows, I might even just say to Dan or another publisher, would you like to do this? Do you want to do all this work? Then I'll do all the text and the graphics come from someone else completely. I'm quite happy to do that. But if I was going to self-publish again, then at the point where the text is done and the design for sort of layout and so on is roughly done, I would then hand it over to an artist to say, right, how much would you charge me to do this? It's up to you to tell me what you want to put in there, how you want to structure it, how you want to style it, how much would you charge to do that? And that would be the Kickstarter target. And all that Kickstarter would be doing is raising money for the artwork to be done, and then look at the publishing run. So it'd probably go ebook initially again, but then I would go potentially I would see how much it would cost to actually bring a hardcover book to market initially, and then pitch it from there. And I would sincerely hope that because it's a more robust and independent project, I'd be able to raise a bit more money than what I raised to get the Kickstarter. But again, we'd need to see where it went. So that's one of the plans for 2018 that I've just delved into there. The 2018 plan in terms of publishing, because I have sort of 3 streams of stuff that I'm doing at the moment. and that's the streaming and YouTube stuff. So the sort of online videos, online content, reviews, gaming, streaming, twitching, blah de blah de blah, and community involvement stuff, whether that be with Elite or someone else, is very much sort of top of the list to look forward into. So that's one thing. I want to try and push that forward and do some more stuff, finish off the Batman stuff, get back onto the Bioshock playthrough, which is woefully out of date now, and get those things finished, and then look at doing other things, like 20-minute videos just with an intro to games, which a lot of people do. But the streaming thing I want to take into doing different games. I mean, I've got the office set up more in a gaming way now, so that I can do gaming stuff, and I have multiple control things that I can use. I have the steering wheels and everything set up and all that kind of stuff, so I can do driving games now, and just do a lot of different stuff. You know, branch out into doing other game streams rather than just Elite Dangerous as a regular thing, but just see where that goes. Alongside all that, obviously looking at doing more writing would be lovely. I'd love to do another RPG, as I've said. I'd love to go not necessarily self-publish route, but you know, I would love, basically because of the fact that he's a mate, I would love Dan to publish something. If he thought I had something that was worth publishing, I would love him to be the person that published it. I don't know whether that's a good thing for him or a good thing for me, to be honest. Both, but I don't know which one would be more important. But I'd love to see where that would go. More RPGs, as far as I'm concerned, would be lovely. I have about 4 or 5 different ideas for games. I have different game styles, things. I've got card game ideas, because Daftworks was always going to be a game development thing. That's what I would love to do with Daftworks, is take down the road of doing miniatures gaming, board games, constructible games, that kind of stuff. Card models again, because you all know I'm into that. And I would love to take down the whole thing about writing more stuff, write more books, write more RPGs, write more novels. And I'm hoping to get a start on looking into that kind of stuff in 2018. I don't think I'll get far down the road, because there's a lot to do still. The primary thing of which I'm sure people that may be watching this would be interested in saying is there's a lot of things still to deliver for the Kickstarter. So I've still got the EPUB and the Kindle versions to do, which shouldn't be that difficult. It's just getting the bloody content laid out properly. Then obviously get the deliverables done. So get the hard copies out there, get the card model things, the pledge rewards, all that kind of stuff, all out there and into people's hands at last. And dice, for fuck's sake, fucking box of dice sitting over there. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. But yeah, I mean, 2017. Just to round off the kind of review, obviously the RPG is the biggest thing. It's out there, it's done. I can draw a line under at least that part of the process now. The negative side is kind of bittersweet thing is obviously lost my Auntie Liz this year. And she the bittersweet part of it is that the reason I mention it kind of on the stream as the sort of most significant negative thing that's happened this year is that she was not a sci-fi fan and not a computer gamer and not really a gaming person at all, but she was exposed to the Elite community for one day 2 years ago when I did the head shave thing, and oh my god, she adopted those people, something chronic. She was blown away by the generosity and the kindness and the awesomeness of that entire community in that year. And from that point, every single time I went to see her, she asked me how everybody was, asked me how the book was going. As I put in the dedication part of the book, she always asked how it was going, even though she had no clue what it was about. Asked me how it was going, and yeah, she was brilliant. And I'm just really, really sad that she never got to see the final thing. So that's the biggest negative. I would have loved to see her have a copy of that book in her hand and look at what the community helped me to do and what she helped me to do and what everyone in my family helped me to do, which was create something that I think's awesome. And I think that's the most of the reason why I'm pissed off about Frontier's treatment of the situation as far as the book's publicity is concerned, is because I sacrificed a lot, yeah, but my family sacrificed a lot for that book. And to be honest, there was a lot of time during that last few months of Liz's life where I sacrificed going to see her when she was really ill and ultimately, as it turned out, dying because I was too busy working on the book. And that angers me, to be honest. And there's nothing I can do about that. It's my own fault, decisions that I made and all that kind of stuff. But still, I shouldn't have to explain that there was a lot of stuff that went off in the background in regards to this book that people need to understand, and that they should really try and understand in terms of how they then treat things going forward. And that's the thing I don't know how to handle at the moment. So there it is. That was the negative side of 2017, the sort of declining illness and ultimate death of my aunt, and obviously then trying to hold the family, kind of not hold them together because I'm not that important in my family, but just the being with everybody at that point and trying to focus on them when I knew I had sort of urgent, harsh deadlines and a lot of fucking work to get done up till that point. But it's one of those things, isn't it? Other things, to be honest, that's kind of the high point and the low point. 2017's progress on the RPG was the main thing that was kind of pushed forward up until October, and that was really the focus of everything. Work is work. It's something I don't talk about much on here. The world itself, the whole politics thing, again, it's something I don't talk much about on streams, but yeah, it's a laugh a minute with all that stuff last year. And this year's only going to be even more ridiculous by the sound of it. So, interesting way the world turns. Brexit and all that kind of stuff. Just a buzzword for something that is just completely bloody meaningless. And the only political statement I'll make on that is that if people would stop whinging about it and making assumptions and making stuff up and scaremongering and making sweeping generalisation statements about what could happen or what will happen or this could happen if or that could happen if people would just fucking shut up about it and let people get on with it, we'd all be a lot happier. Because I mean, if I hear one more word about Trump or Brexit or Theresa May or what fucking princess has got pants on this week, the world is so banal, and every time I look at a television, it's either a news broadcast talking about some ignorant twat or some useless wanker who doesn't know anything about anything, or some hack journalist on the BBC trotting some expert out in his Brian Island slacks and toothpaste. It's a fucking reality show with a talent show, panel show thing, where you're trotting a bunch of amateur people out to do something in front of a panel of judgmental wankers who are going to give them a score from 1 to 10 or tell them they're shit, and then the audience gets to decide, and fuckwits sitting at their home with a telephone are going to sit there and go, oh look at me, I want to see her tits, and that's all you're going to get. And that's what our world is now, and that pisses me off more than anything else, which is why I don't watch telly. That's why I want to sit in an office and do this, or I'll binge watch a TV programme that I like. Like at the minute I've gone through the entirety of Stargate with my wife, and she is now a Stargate fan, and I'm very happy about that, because I've been a Stargate fan for yonks. But yeah, really quite happy with that. So yeah, if I could just shut the world off and just tell all these uppity, opinionated, clueless arseholes what to go and do with themselves, and then I'd quite happily do that. Take off and nuke the site from orbit. Start again. And all this stuff about global warming, I'll give you a nice, warm, healthy message for 2018, just to bring you happily into the cold winter nights that you have to deal with, which is, if we could just wipe the entire fucking planet out and start again, that would be a good thing. Because we've gone too far down a dark road. Global warming and all this kind of environmental shit that's kicking off, it's too late to do anything about it now. We can sit here and we can whinge about it and we can try and reduce emissions and all that kind of crap, but you know what? I think it's too late. I think now the world has started actually punishing us for the shit that we've done to it already, and there's great big bits of ice sheet breaking off, and there's hurricanes and gale force winds, or is that just the media reporting more of it, and it's always been happening? Who knows? Is it all a false positive? Is it all just media hype that's bringing it all up to our attention, so we're not even noticing what's really happening? We've not bothered about it before because we haven't noticed it's happening. I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, we need to stop going on about this shit. Things are going to happen as they happen. I have a sneaking suspicion in my mind that it's just because of the orbit of the Earth's not entirely smooth. The planet gets a little bit warmer now and again because it's a bit closer to the sun. Because we don't spin on a flat orbit, we spin on a slightly canted orbit which goes like that. I think, if I remember rightly. It's not as big as that, obviously. It doesn't mean we're not wobbling back and forward like a bloody saucer going to fall off a table. But it's not completely flat, and it has oscillation, and it has irregularities in it, and it could be that. It could be global warming. It could be carbon emissions. It could be the fact that there's 7 billion warm-blooded humans wandering about on the planet, lighting fires, driving cars, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you get an ice age every 20,000 years. That's exactly right, and that's kind of where I'm coming from with it. We go through phases where it either gets really, really cold or it gets really, really warm, depending on which part of the planet you're on. But the ultimate worry about it all is that essentially we're probably not the first intelligent civilization on the planet. We may not even be the second. This thing may happen naturally in order to keep the numbers down, because essentially we do everything we can to make sure this planet is not a natural environment to be in. Steel and brick and fire and nuclear power and big windmills sticking everywhere, stealing all the wind. Big things pumping iron out, pumping exhaust fumes out into the world. We've got environmentalists who fly all over the world complaining about how shit it is because everyone flies all over the world. It makes no fucking sense. It really honestly makes no fucking sense. But yeah. Anyway, I'll sit here with my newly upgraded 650 watt heat making machine, whinging at you using lots of electricity with a light over there and 3 monitors on and a camera and about 85 plugs powering the shit that's in this room, and complain about the environment because I'm a hypocritical bastard who never knows when to shut up. On that note, I'm going to go. I've got a few things I need to do before I wrap up on the computers tonight, so I better go and get them done, and I need to go to sleep because I've not slept all the last few days. But as always, people, my friends, I thank you for watching, and I thank you for putting up with my ranty rant this evening. And John, if you're still there, I do apologise because I know you're going through some kind of emotional things at the moment as well, so me ranting about the world going to end probably isn't putting you in a very good place. I do apologise for that. But yeah, it's one of those things at the moment. It's just, the world is crazy and we have to be crazy to deal with living in it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the first broadcast of 2018. We're going to be doing much the same every Monday night from now until whenever I decide to get bored of doing it and do a different game. We'll just see where things go. But for now, I will be back on next Monday at the same time, 8 PM UK time, with Dangerous Mondays 2018. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I hope you will come back soon, and just let me make sure I get everything sorted out properly before I go out. And I hope you will pop back. So have a great time, everybody, and all the best.